I hope this can see me. Alright. So this video I am making is something special, I guess. I don't know. It's about something maybe some of you know of, most don't. Now, this is one of my carry guns, my the gun I built from, well, not built from scratch, I rebuilt. Bought a Gen 2 beat down Glock 22 for $320. Turned it into a gem. Best feeling shooting 9mm I've shot, due to the upgrades that I've done with it. Yes, I've shot SIGs, I've shot HK, I've shot everything. This thing it really feels good. So that's this baby. I'm also building one from scratch, and Chad helped me out and got it milled down, how I need it. So in a few days I'll have the whole lower completed. But again, this is just one of them. I've got a few carry guns. My Glock 29. I run it like that with the 17 round mag in my Glock 29. Ultimate carry weapon, in my opinion. I honestly feel like there's no better concealed carry handgun on the market than the Glock 29. That's my pointless, humble opinion, and we all have one. With all that being said, this is something special. This is my grandfather's handgun. He had two handguns. He had a 9mm Smith & Wesson Model 59, I believe it was. He gave that to my cousin Art, his grandson, and this. When he went hunting, he always had this. Around the house, he'd wear this. He had a belt with the bullets, cowboy style, everything. He bought this in the 60s. Now, the brand of this single action revolver is Sig Sauer and Son. Sauer sounds familiar to you, right? There was a company in California called Halls. They were shipping these revolvers to California, to the Halls company. They were very affordable, but built very well. I mean, these things are built like very, very well. Like, you would think that it might be worth $800, $900 because it's so well built. But actually, the blue book on it, because it's old and blah blah blah, is like $200. The thing about it is, though, it's one of those guns where it actually could be worth much more than $200, depending on how sought after it is. A lot of people love these things and just want to get their hands on as many as they can. A lot of people do the old cowboy competition shooting and drawing and all that fun stuff. So yeah, this is a cool firearm. So it's chambered in .357 Magnum, and yeah, let me give you a little rundown. So the Sig Sauer and Son is what it sounds like, the Sauer. This is a revolver made by Sauer, not Sig Sauer. Sig came together with Sauer in the 70s, and they made their first semi-auto handgun with the combination of the both of them, and that was the Sig 210, and it was a combination of a gun that Sauer had made, J.P. Sauer and Son, and something that Sig had designed, and they combined it. So before Sig, combined with Sauer, this was a revolver made in Germany from Sig Sauer. Well, not Sig Sauer, but Sauer, J.P. Sauer and Son. Sauer before they got together with Sig. So it sounds beautiful. And show you that I actually hate doing this because everyone does it, but I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's completely empty. Okay, I really don't. I just don't feel the need to do that while recording because I've already done it. I know how safe I am. I'm safety first, no matter what. But I just did that for the hay. The trigger is amazing, and I'm going to test the trigger. I've never actually tested this trigger, so I'm going to test the trigger during this video, and so you guys will be just as surprised or shocked as me. But it got a perfect sound to it. Listen, right? It's got all the those 6 clicks there. And now the thing about this that I found out is it can actually be kind of dangerous because this isn't like a lot of the other single action revolvers. There's no hammer here, or excuse me, not hammer. There's no firing. There's no pin here. Okay, there's nothing there. It's here. Okay, so this slams forward, hits that, boom. The thing is, there's nothing there to stop it from going off if it fail or anything like that. So it's actually it's kind of dangerous. If I that could go off. Not only could that go off, but if I had it in this position, right? Let's say I cocked it back, rotated it, okay, and then brought it all the way home. If I turn this upside down and hit it on the hammer, it'll go off. It'll go off because it's already pressing up against that, and if I hit it, it'll give it that jerk, and it can go off. There's videos on it. You can look it up. It can go off. A guy did it, actually. He demonstrated that, and he hit it just like this. Boom, it went off. So that's that. But you know what? I've been thinking about polishing this thing because I think it would really look nice. Now, I know some of you will probably go, no, don't do that. Leave it how it is. I have been. I've been leaving it this way. My grandfather passed away 6 years ago. And so I haven't done anything, to it, but I'm really thinking about it. I see online a lot of guys have replaced their handle, their grip here. I don't want to do that. I want to leave it this cherry wood or whatever this is. Also, it has my, this is from back in the day. This is from back in the day when, guns were a lot more accepted, and so my grandfather actually put his name on this gun with the address. Probably can't see that, but his name was on there with the address that he used to live in. And that was just in case if it ever got lost, fell out the truck, stolen, whatever. that they find it, they know where to take it to. A whole, different time in life, so that was okay to do. What else about this guy? My grandfather actually took some. Actually, it wasn't my grandfather. It's my grandmother. My grandmother. My grandpa was like, I need to do something with these sights. At night, it's hard to see, and so instead of maybe going out and buying another gun or whatever, my grandmother said, "Give me that gun." She took some fingernail polish and she painted that front right here so that it would show up more for my grandfather. So, man, there's a lot to this thing. It's in my hand. My grandfather had 12 guns, so when he passed away, it spread throughout the family. And out of all those, it was this one that I wanted. For the simple fact, he told me, that it would be coming to me anyway before he passed. Said, when I'm gone, that handgun, that's yours. And so that's why I have this. My brother's got like 3 of his guns. He had some good stuff, man. He and everything he had reason, big time hunter and self-defense and all that good stuff. Anyhow, the model of this is called Western Marshal. And guns like this got really popular in the 60s. You had all the Western movies that were coming out and Western TV shows, and so they blew up. It was a big thing in that time and day, and so this was my grandfather's pride and joy, And let's see here. Is there anything else? Oh, we're gonna do the trigger pull. We're gonna see how light that trigger is. So let's test it out. All right. It's my trigger pull scale. And first, let's do this. Gonna take my carry gun, one of them, and test the trigger. Come on. All right, what did we get here? We got 3.3 pounds on that one. I've tested this many times, and I know it kind of goes between 3.3 being the most and 3.1. Even had it at 2.9 once. But anyway, we ran a 3.3 on this one. We'll leave it be. And let's test out Grandpa's monster. All right. Just quadruple checking. All right. Here we go. What is the trigger pull on this? Start thinking to yourself. Start thinking in your head. And try to guess what you think it might be. Okay, keep that thought in your head, and let's see what it is. My God. Are you kidding me? No. Let me try that again. If that's not the sweetest trigger I have ever tested in my life, single or double, That's crazy. I'm sorry. I'm my mind's blown. Can you see that? That's a 1.5 pound trigger pull. The first one was 1.7. This one was 1.5. I think you guys can see that. That's crazy. That's amazing. And for those of you who are familiar with revolvers, you know a revolver in single action is a light trigger anyway. It really is. So, isn't that extremely surprising? But the most revolvers I tested in single action, it was like 2.5 pounds. 2.3, 2.8. Somewhere in there. I've never tested a trigger that was 1.5 pound trigger pull. That's crazy. It's a gun that you got to know what you're doing with these. You really do. You can't. It's not a Glock. You got to be careful. If you're not careful and you don't completely know what you're doing with these old single action revolvers, you can get hurt or get somebody else hurt. With that being said, don't touch that dial. We're going to test out my 12 gauge and then AK trigger. And we'll be done with this video. Hold on just a second. All right. Okay, so all right. Let's test this out here. Get a good angle. Horrible trigger pull. 5.7 pound trigger pull. Try that again. I know you guys. Some of you guys are probably scared to death, and you should be if you don't know what the hell you're doing. Let me kick this out. So, some mean slug there, buddy. Alright, one more again. Let me see if I can get a better angle here. Turn it this way. Oh, grab it. There you go. Okay, that time looks like it's a little better. That time we have 4.9 pounds. I think the last time I didn't have a very good angle due to the the shell holders there. So looks like it's more along the lines of 5 pound trigger pull. So that's what the 12 gauge is. And you know what? I'm gonna kick the rest of these out. That's another good one there. Oh yeah, I got mean stuff in here. I'm not playing around. There's no point in playing around when it comes to a 12 gauge. There is no playing around. It's all business. All right. There we go. All right. So we got a 5 pound trigger pull on the 12 gauge Mossberg Tactical Persuader. And man, do I love that shotgun. Let me tell you something. I love that shotgun. 40 round mag in the AK, the Mac 90. All right. Eugene, why are you going through so much when making sure the gun is clear? Why are you staring at it for so long? Why are you putting your finger in there? I do that because there's no such thing as too safe, not to me. That was drilled in my head as a kid. My dad drilled that in my head, dealing with firearms, safety, safety, safety. I couldn't touch it until he knew I had that safety mentality down all the way, So, and it was my dad's, choice as to when he would introduce me to firearms. And he introduced me at the age of 8. He felt I was, smart enough at that point to know what I'm doing. I gotta wipe this thing down, seriously. But anyhow, let's test it out. All right, Mac 90 trigger pull. What do you think it's going to be? Is it going to beat the Hall's Sauer Revolver single action? Is it going to be worse than the 12 gauge Mossberg Tactical Persuader? What do you think it's going to be? Let's see. So I'm going to get a good. Gotta get it good. Quick. Oh, that might be lighter than you think. That might be a lot lighter than you think. Let's try that again, because I didn't get that right. I didn't think it would pull that easy. That's crazy. All right, let's go. Let's see what you're made of. Decent. 3.4 pound trigger. That's not bad at all. Let's try that again though. I'm going to try that again. See if I can get a slightly better angle at that. That's the thing with these, is you got to make sure you got a good angle. When you got your finger in there, you know where to press. Kind of naturally where to press to make sure you're using the least amount of pressure to get it done. So that's the thing about this. But let's see what we can do. I'll be damned. I'll be damned. It didn't beat the revolver, but I'll be damned if it didn't just destroy that 12 gauge. And that's better than my Glock. We got to do that again. I call that a fluke. Let's run that one more time. I don't believe that. Oh, It's not easy getting that good angle that I had last time. Boy, that's not... Okay, there we go. Let's try it this way. I'll be damned. That's 2.1 again. 2.1 pound trigger pull. That's 2 in a row. You want me to do it 3 times? I don't think it's needed. I think that's it. You know, the first time I did it, I grabbed the trigger from here, way back there, and you know, you're using a much more strength instead of if you come here. If I come here, if I'm holding this and I'm pulling the trigger, I'm coming from the bottom. I'm not coming from up here. I have to use much more strength. I'm coming from down here, you know. That's how I'm coming. And so it was kind of difficult, but I got it done, and you can see it again. You can see it again. One more time. Almost had him. Come on. 2.3. That was a 2.3 there. The first two were even a little lighter than that, but hopefully you can see that. Yeah, that's 2.3. So yeah, we'll end the video there. Pretty cool. Yeah, you guys, if you don't have one of these, go get one. It's cheap. It's 25 bucks. Great tool to have, you know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I knew what the trigger pull was on everything we did except for the revolver. You know, I've tested this before. The lowest one I got was 2 pounds flat, so I knew where this was at. And the 12 gauge actually forgot where it was at. I knew at one point in time I forgot, but now I know it's around 5 pounds. And my 270 Browning A bolt, it was I want to say it was a 3 pounds even, 3 pound trigger pull. Maybe I'll do that in another video. But I think it's 3.3 pound trigger pull. The worst trigger in the house is actually this AR. That AR's trigger pull is like, it's horrible. I want to say it's like 6.5 pounds, man. Still feels or smells clean. Awesome. So let's test out that trigger then. All right, here we go. Jeez. There it goes. Exactly. That's what I thought. 6.5 pound trigger pull. Crazy, right? So yeah, that's definitely an upgrade I'll be doing with this. Is is getting that trigger upgraded. That's crazy. 6.5 pound trigger. So that's it. That's it for the video. Whammy out.